Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever the case may be for people. I did post the link in the chat, so after we see our weekly model railroad live streams, hopefully someone will join me. My thought for today, and something tells me this might only be interesting to me, but maybe it'll be interesting to some other people. I'm about to kind of redo my entire desk setup, and I thought it might be interesting for people for me to sort of start talking about why I'm doing it, what the point of it is, and if people have questions sort of about my tech setup or whatnot, I thought, people could come visit and say hello and whatnot. Let's see who's some people here. I know the Train Freak was here bright early today. Welcome, Jason. We have Tim from CP368 Productions. Bang, got you, Junction Carl. Welcome. Kieran J94. We have Ollie from Wardle Road. We do have almost the entire Sidetrack Sunday group. John from Schuylkill River Valley. Ray Boble's here. Looks like we're just missing Rick. Sounds like we might have to cut Rick off if he's not going to participate. Hey there, NEC Jersey Rail fan, welcome. The NKP Railroad Legend. NKP, what does NKP stand for? I'm curious. Pete Clark is here. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. Anthony Dodge is going to be live later today. I believe he said at 4 o'clock Eastern. But keep an eye on his channel. Dwight Curley, good morning. Jason the Train Freak agrees that we should be cutting Rick off, so we might have to discuss that later. Nickel Plate Railroad. That makes so much sense. Yeah, Rick who? See, it's already started. So now my question is, Ray, did you already know that before he posted that? Or I'm sure he did, actually. Ray's pretty good with all those fallen railroads. So Pete, got to talk with ourselves as he's got a little behind. So here's what happens. I'm using StreamYard right now to stream. It's not it's not kind of what I like to use necessarily, but to bring people up into the stream, it's by far the easiest way to bring people on the stream. I much prefer using OBS, but until I get a better computer that'll allow me to bring people in via OBS, StreamYard's kind of what I have to use. The API for the YouTube chat only refreshes every 1 to 2 minutes. So the StreamYard chat gets significantly behind the YouTube chat. So I actually have both open, and I kind of keep an eye on both, but yeah, that was a long explanation for why it seems like I'm even further behind than normal, is because we're going through StreamYard. But Ray says he's got a few locos. Well, that's good. While we're talking about introductions, I do want to mention Sidetrack Sunday's having their holiday show this Sunday, December 20th at 8 p.m. It's going to be on Jason the Train Freak's channel. We're all going to be there. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we'll probably be ribbing each other and giving each other a hard time, because that's kind of what we do. And there'll be some giveaways. Jason's got some giveaways. I think John's also got a drawing he's going to do. And if the U.S. Postal Service cooperates, some of us may have some packages to open. But, you know, the way things have been going, I don't know about that. So, John, I actually have a 2018 MacBook Pro. The problem is, I don't know how much we want to get into encoding and all that kind of stuff, but the long and short of it is the majority of people that are streaming on PCs. Everything is being optimized for use on a PC. So while you can stream on a Mac, I mean, I'm streaming on a Mac now, and I do a lot of things, and I push it as far as I can push it. It's a Mac is just not really the best option right now. So my goal, should I be able to get a job and start bringing some money in, is I really want to build myself a custom PC, and it'll be built around streaming and video editing. So it'll have a pretty beefy GPU basically, and then I'll be able to use the GPU for encoding, yada, yada, yada. Hopefully things will get a little better. That said, I do have two. If we look here, let's see if we can see it. Yeah, so if you see in the corner, let's see if I can. Here's one MacBook Pro. Here's another MacBook Pro. One thing that I'm working on doing some more is actually using the second MacBook Pro to do some of the processing, and then send that feed over to this MacBook Pro to then do the encoding. Why not Linux? Well, because 80% of streaming users use PC, so everyone's focusing on that. Nickel Plate Railroad is a railroad company that really called New York, Chicago, and St. Louis. Yes. Hey, Chris from Hales Heritage Railway. So Tim says Mac has never been the best option. We can get into a lot of that, what's better, but the reality is that I like my Macs for, just sort of daily use. I think they're great for daily use. For work, a lot of times I use a PC. Computers are tools, and I think you just need to use the right tool for the right job. And as much as I love Macs for my daily life and daily use, a PC is, PC is kind of what's the thing for streaming these days. So, Dell laptops works pretty well for me for streaming. Yeah, Linus Tech Tips just did this whole series on $1,500 computers, and he ranted a lot about Dell. You just don't get your bang for your buck when you buy kind of an off-the-shelf computer, and so that's why I won't be buying a off-the-shelf computer. I'll definitely be building something. Yeah, Ali says, I stream on PC and just had the internet doubled so I can get more cameras without lagging. And what Ali from Wardle Road is talking about is exactly the issue that I'm having. This setup's fine. I've even got it to the point now where I can get, the 3 cameras going and get the different angles going. But it starts screaming after a little while. Things start locking up. Things start stuttering. It's it just starts bogging down. So I'm looking at a 5600X and a RTX 3070, I believe, and we'll go with that. Yeah, right. It really is about, just buying it really is just about having something purpose built for it. So yeah, people are talking about snow. Yeah, we got a lot of snow here, but it's New York City, so, we all just keep going. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Z Fantasy Trains. Let's see who else popped in here. People are saying hello. People are talking about snow. So Wally asked, why do I keep calling Ollie from Wardle Road asked what cameras I use. So this face camera right here is a Canon 5D Mark II. It was the first DSLR that did 1080p 30. It's a camera that I've had for 10 years, whenever it came out. So a year or two after it came out. When I started live streaming, I got audio equipment. I didn't really get video equipment. So that's, the Canon 5D Mark II. This side camera over here is a GoPro. And the overhead camera that I'm using for the live stream, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move the side camera so we can actually see. Let me switch to this so we're not... Okay, let's see what we get now. Probably get the back of my head. Yeah, there we go. The back of my head. It's Wally a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's sorry. So the side camera was on this tripod here with this arm. I like keeping it off the desk so that I have, room to work. But this was a GoPro Hero 5. So I've now got the GoPro Hero 5 behind me. Again, a camera from a while ago. But what you can see overhead is I've got a Sony RX100 for streaming. And this here is a GoPro Hero 9 that I just got. What I was trying to do is have one overhead camera and one side camera that I could both stream and record on at the same time. And I wanted the overhead camera to be 4K 60 so that I can, that's not the one I meant. I meant to click on that one. I wanted the overhead camera to be 4K 60, so when I edit my videos at 1080p, I could zoom in to, what's on the desk. So like I'm getting this whole thing now, but if I wanted to just zoom into this area, I wanted to be able to do that. And my problem that I was having was that the GoPro Hero 9 would overheat to record in 4K 60, but the RX 100 only does 1080p. So yeah, so I've got two overhead cameras, one for streaming, one for recording. The camera on the side here is the one that I moved back there. And then you can see my face camera. Let's tilt up a little bit. There's a little better shot of the overhead cameras. So my face camera is... Sorry about the movement there. Mr. Lauren Hurwitz, yeah. Hello, Mr. Lauren Hurwitz. Too funny. Somebody feel free to come up here. Join me. We can talk about stuff. So if you guys can see, I've got the cameras here, and this is a teleprompter that I use. So when I do my voiceovers, I use the teleprompter. Up above it, I have a monitor where I can see my face camera. One of the big problems that I have is the Canon 5D Mark II is not doesn't autofocus. So I didn't realize I clicked on that. My upload speed, Ollie, is I have gigabit fiber, so it's a symmetrical connection. So I get it's like 900. It's I think it's 840 down and 900 up. So it's almost a gig up and down. And just like you, I upgraded to the new service for the streaming because I was having a lot of issues. Yeah, well, hurry up, Jason. I'm rambling to myself now. But so what this camera, the 5D Mark II, does not autofocus for video. So the only way I know it's in focus was to look at it. The problem is this monitor that I have here is a cheap 1080p office monitor. It's not a nice monitor. So this little monitor up here has something called, is it focus peaking? Focus assist is what it's called. And you probably can't see it, but what it does is it puts a little blue border around things that are in focus. I'm just laughing at Tim's upload speed is 1 megabit every 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. I also work from home. I've been working from home for, well, when I have a job, a lot of my work was at home. So having the faster internet speeds also serves me well for work. But so this camera doesn't autofocus, so I have focus assist on this monitor. I also have on this monitor, can't remember what it's called, overexposure. So it'll show me overexposure. It'll show me when I'm in focus. So that's that. And as you can see, oops, as I bump the camera, as you can see on the screen, I've got StreamYard is over here on the left. Here's my overhead cameras, face camera, OBS. This is OBS down here in this corner. You can see I've got my mic setups here, and then this is the YouTube window. Now, one thing I do know, so here's the other funny thing. So I talked about having the two laptops. I use the second laptop to monitor the stream so I can see, kind of what's going on over on this laptop. This laptop, I can't drive more than the two screens while streaming. It just does not have the power to drive more than two streams. So usually I use these two as screens, but when I'm streaming so that I'm looking at the camera, I use these two, those two screens over there. So the secret or the thing that I need to say is AV is kind of what I do for a living. I do before this this whole showstopper happened, I was a project manager for a live events audiovisual company. So, oops, where'd it go? Here it is. This is the one. I have not invested actually more in my equipment than I have in my trains. I really need to replace the face camera though. That's the thing that I really want to fix. The problem is that it's expensive. You know, the kind of the cheapest autofocus DSLR, whatever, I'm looking at like $1,200. So, you know, the face camera is probably not going to get replaced for a while because I wanted to, you know, I wanted to get a better overhead shot. So yeah, I mean, so the other thing to look at, if I can, let's see if I can do this without knocking anything over. The other thing to look at is the lighting. So while all the video equipment and all that stuff is all well and good, to me, live streaming is really about the lighting and about the audio. So yeah, Z says, I don't know, your face out of focus. Well, so when I back up to here, I'm no longer in focus because the camera doesn't autofocus. So it's, you know, I've got to kind of keep an eye on being in the thing. Oh, if it's blurry, I'm streaming. I should be streaming in 1080p. So if you've got the connection, you should be able to get pretty decent quality out of things. But lighting, and I'm going to adjust the lighting a little bit. You notice when we go to my overhead shot, you see that this is the light's reflecting right back into the camera. So I need to change this this overhead softbox. I'm going to move off to the side so that the light's not going back in. But basically, I've got these two softboxes on my desk, and then I've got this little panel here for my face. And if you're going to invest in anything for your videos, lighting. I think lighting first, then audio, then video. You're, you know, it really, the lighting by far makes the biggest difference. Uh-oh, Z, what happened now? Did we just teach Z a new trick? Just Nate? What's happening, Just Nate? Anyone else join us recently that I haven't said hello to? Let's see. Hey, Ollie, you want to come up here and ask some questions about my setup? No, here's another thing I can mention. This right here, it's an iPad. It's an old iPad. It's an iPad 2. That's actually what I use to control everything for the stream. So when I switch cameras, you can actually see I'm actually doing it with this panel here, and this everything is switched from this this panel, so I'm not like clicking around on a mouse or anything like that, except for the comments. John 2618, welcome. Let's see, My Life Tracks. Hi Heath, I just got, oh awesome, one of your Blame Heath t-shirts. When I launch my line of My Life Tracks socks and underwear, I expect you to be first in line. It's funny you say that. They do actually have socks you can get. Columbus Garden Railway Society. Oh, hey, Columbus Garden Railway Society. your G scale, right? I think I found you through Mr. Pictovid and Dakman's live stream about garden railroads, which is really cool. But yes, lighting is huge, huge. Makes a huge difference in, you know. Z says, so I notice you don't have a colored lighting to offset the white. Thoughts? So, Steve, welcome. So, Z, let's talk about lighting for a second. White light technically is all colors of light, right? So white lighting includes red, green, blue, blah, blah, blah. If you have what's called a high CRI light, it means it's got a wider band of colors that it's able to reflect light off of. So there's no colored lights because the white lights have all the colors in them because the bulbs that I've selected for the lights are specifically designed for lighting. So, yeah, so I don't have any lights on my background right now, and that is something that I do want to change. Were you getting yelled at? I just muted you, Steve. I tried getting some lights for my background, and the lights that I got were kind of messed up. So I didn't, Nate, yes, we're getting technical. Come join us up here. We can talk tech. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, I'm a model railroad channel. I'm not a Twitch streamer, so.
It's funny you're talking about lighting, Heath. I just added 6 of these fluorescents around the layout.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, and you don't you think, oh, I need a better quality. I need a better quality camera, right? Well, in a lot of cases, it's not the camera that's the issue; it's the amount of light. So you can take a crappy camera and make it look better with lighting, but you can't take a better camera and so yeah.
Yeah, but I don't look better than any lighting, so.
Yeah. I don't think I knew this. My great grandfather was a professional photographer. I had no idea. I know my dad had we had a Brownie camera growing up. I think it's 220 film, or maybe it's 120 film. I don't remember, but I think it's 220. But I loved that. Oh, come on, you have that set up and now you're not going to add backlighting. Yeah. Okay, Z, I do actually in the storage unit, I have a lamp that I could put on the floor behind me, and I could put a light bulb in it so that it shines up against the background, and we can see it more. I think it's funny being able to see Steve in the picture on the screen. I agree with Steve. No camera or lighting can fix my face. Yeah, well. The thing I hate is I hate my voice. I hate the sound of my voice, and I know just enough about lighting or about audio to get myself in a lot of trouble, but not enough to be able to fix it. When you start going big time on your wardrobe line, Steve Childers is going to want you to hire him as one of your models. Yeah, so Nate, one of the things that I did is there's something called the International Center of Photography, and for several years I actually used to take still photography classes, and which is why I have some of the cameras that I have is from back in that time. So that's kind of, I actually learned by taking classes. I didn't figure it out on myself. I've been doing it for years. And I guess that's the other thing. It's like, this setup that I have now is probably like 4 different generations, and I'm about to redo it again to a fifth version of the setup. A lot of it using the same exact equipment, but just putting things in different places so that they work better. And that's the goal. My goal is to get back to creating like modeling videos. And I had set up my setup so far towards being streaming centric that it was hard to then record videos. So now I've gone the other way, and now I'm trying to get a better mix.
Hey, I got to drop off, Heath. My neighbor has a plumbing issue. I think he's flooding his house.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll see you again later. I'll talk to you.
All right.
So somebody mentioned about a green screen. You should do a green screen, a farm setting. Yeah. I do green screens for like work stuff, just so that people aren't seeing my home during work. But for this kind of stuff, yeah, I think many people don't like the sounds of their voices. Yeah, I agree. When I first started streaming, I thought I sounded like a little girl. Yeah, I just hate it's just like, I don't know. I don't like it. I saw my Minolta X700, which was a great camera, but the NX300 that my daughter has blows it. And yeah, I mean, it is, modern cameras are amazing, but there's still so much that you can do with, with older equipment. And, I'm not sure who Dwight's talking to. So, NEC Jersey, are you talking about your recorded voice, or are you kind of talking about as you, like just in general in life? Because if you go back and listen to episode 9, where I talk about like the name for this channel, I have to re-record that video. I hate the way everything sounds in that video. So yeah, it is what it is. Lackawanna Rail fan. Let me get to here and turn on names so people can see your name. So this is Tyler from the channel Lackawanna Rail fan. I don't know why the names didn't pop up. Oh, there we go. Guess they pop up there. What's happening, Tyler?
Just running some trains during a lunch break.
Awesome. Hello, Nick's Crossing. How you doing? Yeah, this is so true too. It's a catch-22 because you want to buy the best you can afford, but sometimes the best you can afford isn't always worth the upgrade necessarily. So it becomes this catch-22 of when do you upgrade and when don't you? Yeah, the Wizard of Oz. Hey Tyler, is that HO Bachmann Easy Track?
Yeah, I ballasted it. Looks pretty good when it's ballasted.
It does.
Can't even tell it is Easy Track.
Yeah.
It's nice because you don't gotta use cork road bed or nothing. It's already up and level.
Yeah, that is true. That's definitely true.
I got that.
Yeah, if people don't know, Mr. McCarver. Oh, look, you got N scale also.
So I gotta plug it in. Get that plugged in.
Yeah, if people don't know, Michael McCarville had a pipe leak and a flood in his kitchen, and right now his whole place is kind of ripped apart. So that's no fun.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so give me 2 seconds. Well, Tyler, why don't you, while I'm futzing around doing something, why don't you tell everyone who you are, tell people about your live streams and what's going on.
Oh yeah, well, I live stream every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern. Pretty much like the Lackawanna Railroad and most of the railroads in the Northeast, but like them all. So, but yeah, I got HO scale, N scale, and O scale.
Oh, you have O scale also. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Not at my house here, at my grandparents'.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, got lots of kit builds coming up soon on the channel here.
Do you have a CNJ GP7 there?
Yep. Just did a review on it a couple days ago. It's DCC.
That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to get the Central New Jersey Heritage locomotive. So you're asking for a link to come up? In-scale stream is amazing. I'm taking a lunch too, about to run some trains. Nice. Nix, if you got a camera set up, come on up and show us your setup.
Yeah, there we go. Something sounds like it's derailed. I don't know.
Yeah, NEC Jersey Rail fan keeps trying to get me to get the Central New Jersey Heritage unit.
Yeah, that's the neat one with the blue and orange. I think it is.
Ah, John 2618 says N-scale steam is amazing. That's a nickel plate railroad steam.
Yeah. Yep, nickel plate.
Is that a 482?
That's a 462.
462?
Yep. That is.
Nick's Crossing, if you have an iPhone, you need to use Safari. If you have Android, I don't know what you need to do, but I know that Jason the Train Freak has it. Nate, links to John from Schuylkill River Valley. If you're still here, could you post up Lackawanna Railfan, the link to his channel?
I also have a Model Power 462 Pacific. That one's Southern Pacific.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite scale and a favorite railroad? I mean, I guess Lackawanna is your favorite railroad, but
yeah, probably scale is probably HO. It's just the easiest to work on, and it's probably the most realistic, in my opinion. But I like them all.
it's nice having the space to run trains. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a future plan for your layout?
Well, this one here, I got to get some more scenery and buildings to get this one going. Because recently I built this. This is just like I just put a piece of plywood here and got some grass on it and got the track glued. But like I could take this layout down if I wanted to and lean it against the wall to put it away. But because it's not on any software, so I just have bins it's resting on. But and well, yeah, this layout here. I'm gonna be adding on an addition right over here. There's gonna be a dairy farm and a lumber mill, and there's gonna be a side track splitting off and then connecting back there. Maybe one day like a bigger yard right here.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
Then I'll fill in the scenery one day here, but I work on all my engines here, and I got a jumbo pencil from Steamtown. Here we go. I gotta get some more buildings here too, but yeah, all comes one at a time.
So we seem to be having a problem posting up your link. Let's check a couple things.
If you go back to that, there was some links. That's how I got on.
Yeah, I'm able to post links, but it seems to be removing links that my moderators are posting. Oh, wait a second. Let's see.
Yeah, when I run my live streams, I try and post the link, but I just end up copying, pasting it into a banner and just putting it up because it won't let me post it for some reason. So that's...
Yeah, when you post the links, you see them yourself, but it looks like for some reason it's like I can't, like John from Schuylkill River Valley can see the links he's posting, but I don't think anybody else can see his links. Hello, Steve87 PSAP, and hello, Leslie Gilpin. Welcome, welcome. I am trying to figure out now why YouTube is stripping links out of... I've got the link protection turned off, and they're definitely mods because I can see them being wrenches. All the joys of live streaming. I don't know what's going on. Let me
just mute it.
I will post your link while we can't seem to get the edit lock on fan. So Tyler, who's Loco on a Rail fan, currently has 79 subscribers. Let's see.
Oh, it must have just went up. I had 77 before I hit the stream here. Oh. I checked it. Oh, well, thank you if anybody subscribed. It means a lot.
We'll see if we can get you a couple more. I just posted the link, and hopefully mine will show up, even though other people's aren't. And I'm gonna see if I can maybe figure out why it's not letting me show links.
I'll get the CNJ.
So how often do you get to run trains and model and stuff?
Oh, I'm down here running trains every day. There's no doubt. I'm down here every day, whether I'm live streaming or not.
How'd you get into trains?
Well, see, by my house here, we have the Delaware-Lackawanna Railroad. And I used to live, like, within a walking distance from them. Because there was this neighborhood I lived in, and the tracks literally went right across the lake. It separated two lakes. And I'd always walk down there, and we'd always watch them go by. So that's how I got in the trains. Every day on the way home from school, my bus had to go over the railroad tracks. And every day at 4:30, the train would go by, and they'd sit there at the grain mill and switch cars. And we had to sit there and wait the whole time, so I loved it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But now model railroading, I was really young. I probably can't even remember how old I was. I've always had it, but my grandpa had a Lionel set, and he had it on a piece of plywood, I remember. And then that Christmas, I got the Polar Express set, the 2004 one, and that's how I got into model railroading. And still have the original O-scale layout, and we combined the two pieces of plywood together. Now it's big. We got a big mountain on it. Then I have an HO scale loop on the mountain. I built a trestle bridge that goes across it, but and then HO scale, I remember there was some pictures from my grandma. I saw in the pictures there was like a train set, and I said, oh, what happened to that? And she said, well, it's got to be here somewhere. So we were looking for it the one day, and we found a box. I'll actually show you the box. I still have it. This chimney cap box. And she said, oh, it's just a chimney cap box. Well, I open it up, and it's full of HO scale track and like 2 box cars. I said, well, here's some of it. There was like tons of track. I still have it. And then like a month or 2 later, my uncle was cleaning out a closet in his house, and he found a whole lifelike set. So that's how I got it scale. And then like a year later, my grandma was in her basement cleaning, and there was a whole bag full of, there was like 2 Tyco locomotives and tons of rolling stock. So then I just had a loop going for like 2 years. And then I got the Bachman Chattanooga set for Christmas the one year. I think that was 2 years ago. And then last year in November, my great uncle, he had this huge layout in his basement. It was giant. It pretty much took up his whole basement. It was all HO scale. There was a big lake on it. It was something to see. It was bigger than any display I've ever seen. It was the biggest. But this looks like nothing to what it was. And he decided he was going to take it down. And this is part of it. He gave it to me. We took it to my house. He tore it down, like all the track here, and like these 2 cars. A lot of the cars are from him. Some of the engines are from him. Like, I forget, this engine's from him, so Walters. What else? This 440 is from him. But yeah, tons of the cars from him, and that's how I got into HO scale. And I've actually had N scale before I had HO scale. And N scale, I got into, we were at Hobby Lobby one day, and they had a Bachman N scale set, the Thunder Valley. I still have the box for that. I forget what it's called. Thunder Valley, yeah, this is the box. They had it at Hobby Lobby for $50. I asked my parents, and they got it for me, and that's how I got into that. But all the rolling stock and that, I haven't bought anything in N scale for years, but yeah, I'm soon getting more. I upgraded the layout. I used to just have a tiny piece of plywood, like it was from here to there and across. It was super small.
Nice.
Now I got a bigger layout, so I'm gonna be getting some more stuff. But yeah, that's how I got into model railroading.
Tyler, they're saying you're up to 84 subs now.
84? Holy smokes. Wow. Well, thank you, guys. Wow.
And I haven't even been able to post the link in chat yet. People are finding it on their own. So I turned off CloudBot, and I'm hoping maybe that'll let me post links. I just posted the StreamYard link. Maybe it'll show up. Maybe it won't. It's very confusing. I don't know why. Oh, no. He says, I think, so John, it's not posting because I just posted it. I just posted it up 3 times right before you posted that link, and nothing. Very, very strange. Well,
YouTube has, I don't know why to do stuff.
So CloudBot should be posting the StreamYard's link. If you look through it, it should post it, but I don't know what's going on. I turned off the CloudBot. I turned it back on.
All these small wheels and end scale. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so small. Steam engines, you got the trailing trucks in the front, the pilot. Oh, that's the thing. It's really hard to get them on the track.
Wait till you get to be over 40, and then
Yeah.
and then wait till you see how hard it is to get end skill on the track. So, yeah, man, I don't know what I broke, but man, it is.
I'm gonna have to sign off here. So yeah, everybody have a great night. And Jason here, Train Freak's taking over for me.
Awesome, Tyler. Thanks for coming, and yeah, it looks like you got some more followers to check out your channel.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I'll talk to you later, Tyler.
Yep.
What is up?
What's up, Mr. Freak?
Just missed a train. That's what's up. I was walking out in the parking lot to my vehicle, and I heard the horn blast.
Why isn't your inside of your car red?
Well, here, let me show you that. I mean, I could at least show you that. I got red gauges. Does that count?
That's kind of more orange than red. Or I mean, I don't know.
Well, it might look red or orange in the video, but it's actually red.
So I guess you keep the red to the room.
Yeah, keep it to the room. I used to have a red truck, but I
you?
traded that in for this one here, and it's white. So
yeah, white probably gets dirtier a lot faster though.
I think they all get dirty at the same rate. You just notice it quicker on white.
So Steve 87, peace out.
It's like a NASCAR crash.
Yeah, between the two of us, who knows what's going to happen. So
well, it ain't going to be any type of crash. It'll be either on Daytona or Talladega, and those are the ones with the most carnage. So let's have at it.
I'm really bummed and baffled as to why. I don't know why this is why the links aren't showing up. I don't
know.
I cannot figure it out for the life of me. I've turned the CloudBot off. I've gone into the dashboard and checked that everybody is allowed to post.
Well, it's your fault. I mean,
I know
everyone's going to agree with that.
I know it is. That's what's so frustrating.
So if anyone is wondering why I keep looking back that direction, it's because where I'm sitting at, oh Lord, I'm going to turn the camera around. Whoops, wrong button. All right, let's see here. If I go to this camera here and I look out my back window, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but that's like the track's curve. So I can see a headlight from miles away. So it gives me plenty of time to get out of the truck and possibly catch a train.
Steve 87 PSAP says that all my tech issues are just a plot to get people to buy more of my merchandise.
Well, hey, you got a great model out of Steve Childers, so
I know. I mean, that's oh, it's just so frustrating. Like, you work so hard to get things to work, and then something's messing it up.
Oh, kind of like decals and putting Walters kits together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be a YouTube thing because I've turned off the CloudBot for Streamlabs, and because I thought it was Streamlabs doing it, like blocking the links, but I don't think it is. It's just frustrating. You try so hard to.
Well, and I can tell you this, and I don't know. I mean, this ain't a chat thing, but I've noticed like when people comment on my videos and they accidentally hit the period or the dot instead of the space bar, between words, YouTube will automatically flag that as a link, and they throw it in the the whatchamacallit. So right, I still have decals. Like I haven't even done my STS. I ain't even bought the car that I'm going to do for my STS covered hopper yet. So I still got decals.
So Ray, do you want to come up here and we can both rib Jason together before the December 20th stream that we're doing?
Lick them on the back.
Jose wants to know, where's Jersey Boy? Jose, there's a couple people in here from Jersey. I don't know if you're talking specifically about Jersey Boy from Discord. I haven't seen him yet. Maybe. I hope it's just a YouTube bug, but it's kind of annoying. Anyway, so Jason, what are you giving away on Sunday?
So Sunday, I've got several giveaways. I've got the train set that's going to go to a local kid. I had, I think, 6 or 7 entries on that. I'll have to go back and look. But I'm going to do that as the very first drawing. I've also got the 400 subscriber giveaway to do, which is I'm just going to do a random drawing because we're not going to have time for a few rounds of bingo. I want to say there was 50 to 60 people that entered in that drawing for the EN, HO, and O scale prizes. And then I've got 3 of my coffee mugs that I'm giving away as well.
Nice.
And those will just be random giveaway. If you're in the chat, you could easily win one.
So what you're saying is you got all of your stuff shipped to you without any issues, that it's just Ray, John, and I that are having problems getting stuff shipped to us.
I think it's all up in the Northeast is where all the backlog is happening. But of course, I mean, it's, heavily more populated up there too.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that, they said my distribution processing center is 10 to 14 days behind. And it sounds like Baltimore is pretty behind as well. So,
well, and it's like I was telling you, John and Ray and Rick, I ordered something. Oh, this was back in May, June, maybe July. And they were, it was all during the George Floyd protests and stuff. And I was having issues getting something through Baltimore's post office back then. And they kept saying it was due to the showstopper.
Huh.
So,
yeah, Bernard's saying he's got 2 orders from November 27th. But yeah, I shipped something on December 7th, and it still hasn't been scanned as accepted.
Yeah.
So
now I still got a package from Nick with PTF Designs, or y'all might know his YouTube channel as PGH Train Fanatic. I ordered some of the building flats from him, and one accidentally got left out, so he's shipping that to me. And the last I saw it was in Pennsylvania somewhere. So I don't know if I'm going to get it by this weekend or not. It says it's supposed to be here by Saturday, but I haven't looked, to see if that's still on par or if it's going to be delayed even more.
it's a bummer, but yeah, I mean, it's just Christmas presents, right? Who cares about that kind of stuff?
Oh, exactly. I feel sorry for the people who's waiting on medication.
That's the real thing for me, that I'm like, yeah. I don't. So here, John 26:18 said something. So here's what's interesting, right? So here, so Train World is around the corner from me, kind of ish, and I got my package from them really quickly, but my priority mail package that I tried shipping took forever. So it's like it's weird. I don't understand it, so I don't know what to do.
Well, if Train World is within the same
it doesn't go to the
facility,
it doesn't go to the big processing center. Yeah.
Right, which is where all the backlogs are at.
Right. Nate says I shipped something to Australia at the end of September and it still hasn't made it there yet.
I can believe that.
Oh my. I know Australia's been having shipping issues too. I mean, and it's not just in the area, but I'm sure Container Man can tell you as well. You know, as truckers retire, there aren't new young truckers coming in to take their place. And
you were exactly right. And so I did catch a train this morning, and I want to say the back half of the train, half of it was 18-wheelers on piggybacks.
Yep.
And then, of course, there were some containers on there too, but there was a ton of 18-wheelers, and most of them were FedEx and UPS.
Hmm. Trying to figure out what color I'm supposed to use.
Oh, is that the little steamer? Yeah, I've got that at home.
So which one of these colored pieces do I use next?
You look at your instructions, because I don't remember when I put it together. I put it together like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean it shows like these are all the same color, it looks like. So I'm assuming it's gray on gray.
Yeah.
I guess Legos, I could just take it apart.
The one I got, it gave you enough pieces to do like 2 or 3 different builds. So if you wanted like a locomotive with like 2 passenger cars behind it, you would have to buy 3 of those, little kits.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, not
but
really.
It was all the same. Yeah, it was all the same pieces. But I think Lego's redone it since and either individualized them out or whatnot.
I'm actually a big fan of Legos. I really like them.
Oh, me too. I've got 2 of their train sets. I've got the passenger one, which looks like the German ICEs that Anthony Dodge likes to run on his layout. And then I've got a freight one that the locomotive looks like a GP20 or a GP30.
And do you have them set up and stuff?
I did have them set up until one of Train Freak Jr.'s friends came over and was like, ooh, and totally destroyed it. So everything's got to be rebuilt.
Well, it's fun to destroy things every once in a while, no?
Yeah, I'm wanting to actually make a layout that I can put on casters so we can roll it up under his bed. I just haven't done it yet.
What are you waiting for?
I've been working on mine out in the garage.
Taking care of yourself first?
Always. No, when Aaron tells me he gets ready to build it, then I'll help him do it. So they're kind of more or less his Legos than mine. I don't know if he's, kids, they're all into video games these days.
I know, right? We've been talking to that. So Norm Miller says, hey to Heath and Jason.
Hey, Norm.
NEC says there's still a problem finding the link. So it does not look like Streamlabs is posting links anymore either. So the link for StreamYard to join the chat was posted at 12:20. If you scroll up, you should see it at 12:20 if you have your time on.
It might not be posting it often.
I've got it set to post every 4 minutes now because I've been having issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen one either. I did just turn the CloudBot back on. let's log out. We'll log back in. Let's see if that'll help.
Well, since I'm viewing on my cell phone, I'm either stuck looking at me and you, or I'm stuck at looking at the chat.
Well, I don't know what to tell you which one's worse. Probably
I know,
looking
right?
at me is worse.
Yeah, just imagine looking at yourself.
Yeah, so I've got myself up on multiple screens over here, so I understand. It looks like now that I've reset CloudBot, that it's not posting either. So it just seems like everything is.
Well, like we all said before, it's your fault. You know, just own up to it.
I'm just going to build my little model railroad. The link definitely posted at 12:20. So if you scroll up back to 12:20, you should see the link, and you should be able to join. So, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell people. I don't know. I'm worried now. I can't find. Oh, here's one of them. I was going to say, I can't find the wheels that go on. Oh, there they go. Oh, I see. Now it makes more sense. I'm all just worried about, getting my wheels on my little Lego thing here. So I actually thought that this came from Norm Miller, and then I found out it didn't come from Norm Miller. It came from my girlfriend's brother, just using Norm Miller's account. So I thanked Norm Miller for this. So now I had to take the thank you back because it wasn't actually from him. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I'm going to try. So I just tried posting the StreamYard link again. I'm sure it's not going to work. But I posted it to our Sidetrack Sunday little chat. So Nate says, I shipped a package to Mike McCarville, and it got to Denver, Colorado Processing Center, and then was sent back to Lancaster, PA, and then sent back. So I think that what happens sometimes is just that the scans cross themselves. And
yes.
So.
Because I'm trying to remember, it was the HO scale STS car that I ordered from Midwest Model Rail, which is out of Kansas City.
Yep.
And that car, the way it tracked was it went from Kansas City to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and then down to Little Rock. And then I should have got it the next day. And for some odd reason, Little Rock sent it back to Fayetteville, and then it went back to Little Rock, and then it came to me. So
yeah, I'm not sure that it's going back and forth, but yeah, I don't know.
What's up?
Oh, Lord, there's trouble.
Earlier, we were complaining because everyone else from Sidetrack Sunday was here but you.
Oh, so my God, you're slacking, Rick.
No, I'm listen, you got, listen, it's lunchtime over here.
Listen.
It's lunchtime over here. It's like, I couldn't give up the chance to go get some barbecue. I don't know what to,
yeah, it's lunchtime.
See that? So, but as soon as I saw you playing with Legos, I had to jump in here because that's like my favorite pastime other than, model trains.
I love Legos. I have, my sister's got them all now for her kids, but I had tons of Legos back in the day.
If you ever noticed some of the backgrounds of my different streams that I've done or streams that I've been on, there's Legos on all different kinds of shelves in my basement there.
Here, I can try this. Let's see if I create this banner and I do this. Scroll across the bottom of the screen, add banner. There we go.
All right, now people's got the link.
There you go.
That'll work.
Yeah, I would try and help you out there, but I don't think I'm a moderator on your channel. So you get
Yeah,
no help,
and
get
we're
no
going
help
to keep
from
it
me.
that way.
Oh, jeez.
We got enough troublemakers here. I don't need another troublemaker breaking stuff. That's you know.
But see, Heath, you break things. I'm the one who just can't put them together. So
That's true. That is true. I'm kind of like I'm doing this and like chatting at the same time and like trying to do stuff. So I'm sure I've already put something together
Wrong.
wrong.
Or in the wrong
Yeah.
in the wrong order.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you'll know soon enough.
Yeah, did they change something? It's like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So Nate says, "Who remembers when Legos were just blocks?" Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
I do.
yeah. We got the Sidetrack Sunday crew all agrees. Yeah,
Yeah. I hate that when you look at like a new set of something you want and like 90% of the pieces are custom pieces and not blocks. I'm like, this is not really like putting Legos together. This is it feels like it's something different. It's not
Yeah.
the way it used to be.
Yep.
Right.
See, I'm already messing it up.
That was one reason why I never got into the Lego Technics sets, because like half of those things are all like curved pieces and what should be like ropes or bent bars.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is someone put this together, and don't get me wrong, the sets are really nice and they look awesome, but you bent Legos to your concept rather than taking Legos to a whole new level. At least that's my opinion.
Well, used to, they didn't even give us instructions. You just bought a Lego kit and, hey, go make your own thing.
That's true. That's true.
Now you can 3D print Legos.
Yeah. I will tell you, Lego has actually came back out with what they call their classic sets. And you can buy, either small boxes of just a single color of just like different types of bricks, or you can actually buy like a big set of, all different bricks and colors. But
I want
it's
to know
none
how
of the
old
weird
Nate
pieces.
is. Nate says he feels old. How old are you, Nate? I thought you were much younger. So I'm making mistakes. Something is wrong. But I don't know what's wrong.
I think it's the fact that you're talking and working at the same time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
At the end of 3 hours, I will have this put together.
How many pieces is that?
I don't know.
Should be on your box.
Should be on
Less
the
than
box.
100.
What?
Less than 100. And after
It's,
3 hours,
it comes from brickcrafts.com. If somebody wants to scan that, they can probably figure it out.
oh, so it's not Lego.
Okay.
Blasphemy.
It says Lego on the. You can't see it.
Oh, so
on the little things, it says Lego.
So they stole the bricks and rebranded.
I don't know what they did. I'm
It's
not,
a Lego
I'm not going to go.
It's not a knockoff if they're using the same bricks. I think they're just
True.
taking kits and putting them together and giving a set of instructions, but not selling it as a different brand, but redistributing it, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's not go giving Brickworks a hard time.
All right.
They are selling a train.
Who knows? Brickworks could be a subsidiary. I don't know.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you
So
go.
it's a good thing it's not Mega Block.
Yeah, I have to admit, some of my kits are Mega Blocks. I can't even get into that argument.
So this is funny. So my dad says that he's gonna go get his sets back from the grandkids.
You go, Lauren.
I have a Lego
That's
store
awesome.
near me. I can go to the wall. Yeah, the wall of bricks is pretty awesome.
The closest Lego store to me is 6 hours away.
That's pretty wild. Anyone remember American Bricks from the 80s? I don't. New Jersey Rail fan, what's going on?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I didn't realize you were Jersey boy too. I didn't realize it was the same person.
Yeah, sorry. I just when I was on Discord, I put myself as a different name, then I changed my name on YouTube and didn't really want to change it.
All good. I just, I'm just a little slow sometimes. That's all. So that's the New Jersey Central Heritage Unit. That thing's huge.
Yeah, it's scale. I was gonna get the Rail King one, which is like it's smaller, but I have another Rail King engine. But my hobby shop had this in, and I was originally gonna pre-order it, but I decided not to. So I went to my hobby shop one day and they had it, and as soon as I saw it, I put it on lightweight because I needed it. I really needed this thing.
You needed it.
Yeah, because I'm a big Jersey Central fan.
That is massive.
I can run it right now. All I gotta do is start up my system.
Run it.
What scale is that? Because it doesn't look HO.
It's O scale.
I was going to say, would have to.
Yeah, it's 3-rail O scale. This is the only layout I have, but I have HO and N scale.
Yeah, I would definitely be buying it in N scale, not in O scale.
And this is from the MTH 2020 Volume 1 catalog. And I pre-ordered some F7s from the Volume 2 catalog that already came in. And those are also Jersey Central.
So I am definitely having a problem. Oh, I see what I did wrong.
So business as usual.
You have to, Nate's mentioning erector sets. I love the erector sets.
I love the erector
sets.
sets.
Oh, those are awesome.
Actually, Ray, who was it? Was it Ray? Back when we were doing the bridge build, me and Ray and JD got into a whole talk of erector sets, and they were saying how when they had erector sets, it only came with like 2 wrenches that you got to hold you got an Allen wrench and a regular wrench, so you had to sit and do this all the time to tighten everything up.
Yeah.
Well, being a child of the 80s, I got the set that had the little electric drill to it.
Oh.
I can't tell you how much bad feedback I got from those guys for having that. I'm like, well, I didn't buy it. It came with it, but thank God it did.
That's totally cheating, though.
Hey, listen, I was, 10, 12 years old back then? So
it's called working smart, not hard.
Wow.
But yeah,
Smarter, not harder.
erector sets were awesome. I loved them.
Oh, speaking of erector sets, has anybody seen James Risner using connects to make bridges and various things for model railroad stuff?
No.
Just unbelievable sort of construction stuff with his sets. Really awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm back on track.
No, you're not.
Tracks don't go that way anymore.
Mr. Hot Dog says, absolutely, work smart, not hard. Josh says, hello, Heath and everybody. Hey, Joshua. John 2618 says, I see blue Comet cars.
Oh yeah, these are my they're my Rail King Blue Comet cars, Rail King Imperial Blue Comet. I got it right next to my laptop. I can run that too. I just got to clear the track too.
John 2618 is custom building a whole Blue Comet set in HO scale.
I wanted to try and custom build an N scale one, but I thought I'm not going to be able to do that unless I have like a 3D printer or something.
Yeah, well, that's small.
Chuck says you might be on the track, but it's not the right track.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. So I don't understand. I'm so confused. This little piece here with this little nubbin, I don't understand.
Let me see the instructions. What nubbin are you talking about?
It says to put it up top there.
Right.
And then put the red thing over it.
Right.
But then here it's showing, oh, maybe they're towards the back. I see. I think maybe they just go back here. And then these go here. It's so funny. I'm usually pretty good at these things, but I'm here we go. Tinker Toys. I used to love Tinker Toys. The wood wheel with the different sticks, and you put all the different sticks out.
Oh yeah, I never got into those. My cousins had those, but I never got into them.
That's too awesome. Nick's Crossings, you made it.
All right. We also had a Lincoln Log.
You guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm. Wait.
No, Lincoln Logs are before that. Lincoln Logs are back from like the 60s and 70s, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
John too can tell us.
Dackman would say the right track has 3 rails.
All right, maybe I'm a little out of touch, but this is like the 3rd or 4th time that I've heard that name. Who is Dackman? Who or what?
Dackman Productions is a YouTube channel of a guy who loves Conrail, loves O-scale, has a
3 rail
layout.
When it comes to O-scale, you got to be specific. 3 rail.
3
rail O-scale. Yeah, and just so people know, CP368. I thought your name was Tim.
So I think a lot of people are getting confused with 3P68 because Chuck's is CDP.
But he's
I think I made that mistake. Yes.
Chuck is like 3268 or something, whereas Tim is CP368.
Yeah, it's like the names are very similar.
It's sorta. They're similar if you get your eyes closed.
Tim's is missing a letter and a number.
So I think the directions aren't showing you from the back, but they're showing these clear Legos are definitely like up higher, but I don't understand how those clear Legos get up to that height because it goes from here to here and it doesn't show how those clear Legos are raised.
You just got to look at it closely. I've built that set before plenty of times. You just got to really look at it and just like what I do is before I even build it, I just read through all the directions like 2 or 3 times, then I start to build it.
Yeah, the problem is I'm trying to do this while on the stream and I'm talking to people and I'm...
Doesn't matter how many times he built it, it'll still come out wrong.
Yeah. I second that.
Thanks for visiting, Rick. See you later.
That's awesome.
So is Nick's actually here, or did he just log in and disappear on us?
I think we heard him for a moment and then muted.
Oh, he's got a train running.
He's there. He's on mute right now, so he might be talking to us and think we can hear him and not be able to hear him.
There he goes.
Oh, I muted myself because these trains are loud.
Gotcha.
So
Dave BNSF says, have to pay attention when building with Legos. Yeah, because if you don't, it gets all
audio's
bricked
a little
up.
janky too.
So this definitely goes up here.
Why don't you make yourself big screen so we can all see what the hell you're doing?
So
it looks like a locomotive.
Oh wow.
So the only pieces left are these two, which if you look at the drawing, you look at the directions.
Sometimes they send you spares.
All right, so here's this, right? So we've got the 2 clear pieces left.
Okay.
Oh, I see where they go.
I see where they go, but you see, it goes from this to this.
Yeah,
you can
there's
see
your
they're
clear pieces
sticking-
right there.
but they're sticking up here. What are they mounting to that they're higher? What are they mounting to that they're higher than the red pieces when these are the only two pieces left?
That goes under your roof. It helps hold your roof up.
Yeah, I think
I see. Hold on.
I think the instructions might actually be wrong because that's what I'm thinking right
I
there.
think they go here. I just think because they're clear, I was very confused. So I guess you can get. That's the problem with this camera is the focusing. So it looks like you can hook up other cars to it, though.
Yeah, there's more.
But I like. Did you guys see the steam?
Oh my gosh!
I think though I put the steam. Yeah, I put the steam on the wrong direction. I think it should be probably going backwards, like that.
Is that your creation or is that actually in the instruction?
About the thing going.
So is that a
It's in
tree
the
ornament? Is
instruction.
that what the hook is for?
It says right there, 69 pieces. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, it is. It's a tree ornament. So
that's where the third party
wow, that's
company
cool.
comes in. Okay.
Ta-da!
so this is my Christmas tree.
Hey,
That's my ornament.
silver tree.
Woohoo.
So I've been ignoring the chat.
Looks
Let's see. So question, when there are more than one engine, are they all working ones or dummies like the ones James has in that video of Connects? So if you're running DC, you're only running one powered locomotive and the rest are all dummies. If you're running DCC, you can speed match your locomotives and then they can all be powered.
You can run multiple powered on DC.
You just have to have a whole lot of power.
You can, and
It's going to pull more amperage.
And if they're not speed matched, you have to put resistors in to get them to speed match.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that they're not
Oh.
speed match. It's the gearing ratio is off.
Well, I have two locomotives with supposedly the same motors, and it's just that the motors are different for whatever reason. They just have different windings or
maybe one is cleaner than the other.
Pete says it's 0 to 18 is the age range for people that are supposed to build this. It's not how long it's supposed to take to build it.
Howdy, gents.
What's up, Randall?
Oh,
Hey,
not
Randall,
a
how
whole
are
lot.
you?
Getting ready to head to Memphis.
Hey, Randall.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
So are you at the club now? I thought you were at the club.
Actually, I'm at the railroad yard. I'm getting ready to head to Memphis, take a
Okay,
crew to
cool.
Memphis, Tennessee.
So you're in the crew van.
I'm in the crew van. I'm here at the yard now. In fact, I'll spin the camera around where you can see it. There.
Oh, hold on. Let me make you big. Oh, that didn't work. Let me make you big again. There we go.
Now that's a BNSF Thayer sub, right?
That is correct. We are officially, this is the halfway point of the third subdivision where this depot's at. So the south, I'll turn the camera around. This will be pointed south, and this way's the north end. So, but anyway, the south end's pretty flat, actually. That's where the fastest running of these trains actually is on this south end. So,
Randall, are you employed through like BNSF, or are you an independent like company that works with the guys to?
the company I drive for is Rail Crew Express. They're actually contracted with BNSF. So it's kind of a weird thing. BNSF actually dispatches our trips. So
they also use UP uses them as well because there's one sitting right over there. So I don't know if I could show you, but I could probably zoom in, but it's a good distance away.
When you say sitting over there, you mean it's a Rail Crew van you see sitting over there?
Yeah, it's more like it's red. It's like my kill room.
Yeah, I don't know whose van that is. I've seen those vans before. I don't think it's Rail Crew Express, but it's another company.
Yeah.
I don't recall the exact name of them, but I've seen them here at the depot. So, but right now there's no trains running right now. I've been hearing some scanner talk. There's one in Imboden from what I'm hearing. So, which is about.
I know where Imboden is.
Yeah, Jason probably knows where Imboden is. It's probably about I'm gonna say roughly 20 to 30 miles from here where I'm sitting. So
it's close to Black Rock.
Yes, that's correct. So, but
there's a state park up there between Imboden, Pocahontas, and Black Rock that we go to all the time during the winter months.
Yeah. Sorry about that. My scanner just went off. So.
Oh, you're fine. Well, I was going to try to get a train for y'all today, but I struck out. It's like I was telling Heath earlier. As I'm walking out of where I work at to my vehicle, I'm hearing train horns go by, and I'm like, well, crud! If I could only leave like 10 minutes early.
That siren you're hearing right now, that's nothing to panic about. That's just lunch. That's just signifying everybody's lunchtime. So
nice.
Believe it or not, that's actually true. That's actually what.
There's no tornado there. Man, I thought a tornado was coming through.
No, that's the lunch. That's the lunch whistle. So.
It does sound that way. Hey, Tim from Island Scenics is here.
All right, Hayden, I gotta pop off, so otherwise I'm gonna get in trouble. So
yeah, I'll probably have to go here in a minute and see if the crew's in there yet. Usually it's about 5 or 10 minutes after pickup times when they show up. So, but I can stay on a little bit longer.
Awesome, Jason. So everyone will see you on Sunday night on your channel for the Sidetrack Sunday Holiday Show.
Yes, 8:00 Eastern.
8:00 Eastern. Yep. And we'll
Jason.
Do what, Randall?
I said. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Heath.
No, just Jason and I just need to get together and test some stuff later.
Yeah, I'll be available after 6:00 your time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to tell Jason I'll try to watch his show if I'm not working. So.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Take care, everyone.
See you, Jason.
Have a good one.
Y'all too. Bye.
Later. Oh, there's the blue comet going. If John's still here. Oh, I just missed it. Got to be faster.
I told, I don't know if you guys, the other two guys know, but I told Heath this. I actually took my new Dash 9 to the club layout and wrecked the son of a gun twice. The first crash was just me being flat stupid, and I ran too fast into the corner and just laid the thing over on its side. And the second crash was really, really weird. It come around that same corner, the same section of the layout, and the front truck derailed. When it did, it turned the locomotive sideways in the track. And it got down the scenery. When it did, it tilted to its left side and dug the snowplow into the scenery and cracked it on the lower left corner. So now it's got a nice little crack in the lower left corner of the snowplow. But that's all the damage it did to it. So I guess you could say I got lucky.
Well, all you do is weather it and call it natural.
There you go.
Around that.
Well, hey,
whether-
BNSF has locomotives running around damaged snowplows all the time. So
there you go. There you go. Just put a
I
little
just
black
need to
paint on there and call it weathered. Good to go.
yeah. Put some
It's now prototypical.
there you go. All right, I think the crew's showing up. I better head out.
All right,
Awesome,
see you,
Randall.
Randall.
Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.
Yep.
Bye. Ian from Lehigh River Subdivisions here. So if people don't know, we now have 2 Tims in the chat. So we need to be specific now with our Tims and our Johns.
Oh, boy.
Nick Strain's had his internet crap out. So is John
Hey, how's it going,
2618? I don't know if John 2618 is still here or not. He might be missing your blue comets running by.
Hey, Heath, make me big for a second. I want to show you something.
Oh, wait. I just noticed that New Jersey Heritage is steaming as it went by.
All right, so talking about Legos, I've got a coffee mug.
No.
Yeah.
Can you actually put coffee in it?
Yeah, that's what I've been drinking the whole time.
Oh, geez.
So you can build all around the mug and put stuff on it.
That's awesome.
This was given to me my daughter years ago when she was younger. This is one of the gifts she got me for Christmas, and I've been using it ever since. I mean, of course, I wash it, but that's my main coffee mug right there.
When you say given to you by your daughter many years ago, you're talking about the 6-year-old, right? So
yes.
Many years ago, not being decades, but literally, yeah.
Yes, just recently years ago. We'll put it that way.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's too funny. I love that O-scale trains, that even the diesels smoke. You definitely don't see those on N-scale. Ian wants to know if you could still buy those mugs.
Yes, I can't remember exactly. Well, I know where she got the original one from, but that place is no longer there.
See you later, Leslie.
But you can find them.
Corey says that mug is badass. JD, Grandpa Rails,
JD's in the house. I was just talking about you, buddy.
Bridge Crew is here. Lego Espresso.
Okay, apparently it looks like you can get them on Amazon and Walmart. They range
There you
anywhere
go.
from $12 to $20 in multiple colors: blue, black, orange, gray, pink, and yellow.
Dave, as we can tell from his little avatar image, he said many child years ago is like yesterday. Randall, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. If you're asking the Georgia Central, you better be replacing it with the Lehigh Valley one. That's too funny. I actually have the Lehigh Valley one. I have the Beeline Heritage unit, but I do not have the New Jersey Heritage Line unit is Fox Valley. And I don't believe it comes in DCC with sound. I think you would have to add DCC and sound to it. So I haven't bought it yet. I haven't really been able to find it. So Red Matt says, "Oh boy, it's toaster time." I'm not really sure what that means, but I'll take his word for it. Guitar Forever says, "I'm hungry now." I don't think I've seen Red Matt or Guitar Forever on here before, so hello, welcome.
Welcome.
That blue comet looks great. That's really awesome.
All right, so I'm sure this question has probably come up before, but what is the difference between 2-rail O-scale and 3-rail O-scale?
The number of rails.
You know, you are very, very astute there, my friend. But is there physically or functionally, is there anything different about that third rail?
Yeah, there is. In 3-rail, the third rail is powered, and both outer rails are ground. But in 2-rail, it's basically like anything like clock, minute, and HO and N scale.
Is there an advantage to having 3-rail over 2-rail, or does it matter?
Reverse loop.
Well, in my opinion, 3-rail is better because 3-rail stuff, it's Like if you convert something to 2-rail, it's a 2-rail scale. Your minimum curve is 0.72. In 3-rail, you don't have to convert anything, and you can get smaller stuff. So in my opinion, 3-rail is better.
2-rail DC, DCC, 3-rail is AC. Yeah, basically what everyone's saying. Vinny's in the house. Ah, I see. It looks like Jersey Boy's got some fans. Jersey Boy, you're bringing the crowd. The AEM7's got the nickname Toaster, so the train that this is the toaster there. Oops, missed it. No insulation on reverse scales. More efficient flow of power. Talking about, so if people don't know, Anthony Dodge is also 3-rail, but he's 3-rail 187 scale, HO scale. But he runs those Merkland trains. Ooh, got a little Santa Fe. Oh, those are the passenger cars too.
So when we get into like stuff like ON30, and there's also other acronyms that go along with that. How is that different from H? All right, let me step out there by saying this. I know there are other scales. I'm aware of all of the other bigger scales, but I don't know is all of the other scales that fall in between. So I'm aware that there's N. I know that there's O, and I know that there's HO, and blah blah blah. But when you get into like standard rail and ON30 and all of the other things, I'm pretty sure there's got to be some spreadsheet somewhere that explains all this, and that's probably the only way I'm ever going to understand it. But what do you know, and what can you tell me?
So I'm going to jump in real quick and say Dakman Productions, who I know you keep hearing his name 600 times. I asked him that same question recently because I feel like an idiot when it comes to O scale. I don't understand it. I'm just completely baffled. He put together a video basically explaining O scale, standard scale, semi-scale, O27, blah, blah, blah. And he showed all those different things.
Okay.
So that might be a video to check out.
I'll find that.
Oh, Nate says lost audio. Can other people hear us?
I hear you.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, John says, okay. So it looks like we're okay. Yeah, so ON3 is scale feet 30, or 3 feet. ON30 is O scale 2 rail, 30-inch spacing. O27, I know, is the height. So if you look at O scale track versus O27 track, the 27 is shorter. I think what Nick's Crossings and what NEC Jersey Railfan has is probably Lionel Fast Track, which is like the Bachmann Easy Track or the Kato Unitrack.
So Dave BNSF says ON30 is 30-inch spacing. Are we talking about between the rails spacing?
So ON30, the gauge ON30 is 30-inch rail spacing, but it's
okay.
O scale, meaning it's 1 and 43, I think is O scale.
See, there's so many things that like then Joshua says O27 is actually the radius. So you got all these people coming out with all these different stuff, and none of the numbers correspond with any of it, because Dave also mentioned ON3 is 36-inch spacing. Well, why would someone come out with an ON30 and an ON3 just to confuse the hell out of me? Because that's where I get lost. There's no standard to look at to say, this is, whether it's spacing or wheel spacing or track height or anything.
So here's what you need to do after you understand all of this. You need to ask the question, what control system should I use on O scale? Should I use MTH DCS? Should I use Lionel Legacy? Should I use blah, blah, blah? O scale's got like 5 different control systems as well. So if you buy a locomotive from MTA and a locomotive from Lionel, you have to have two separate control systems.
Wow.
So can I chime in on that real quick?
Absolutely. Save us from our...
So all my stuff. I just bought this ZW last week. This is a dimensional control. So it kind of supersedes all the computer stuff. I know I love the computer stuff. I just don't own any of it. Kind of afraid to, because MTH is going out of business and Lionel has issues with some stuff. But I appreciate the electronic stuff. I'm just kind of scared of it, I guess. So, I mean, this transformer is as old as my parents, you know, it's like 67 years old, still works.
Yeah. Yep.
So compared to the,
and that's like,
this stuff here,
I was gonna say, Ray is still
guy's,
DC, you know, same reason.
Yeah. And this remote's only about 10 years old. This one died. This is a CW and I got to take it apart, but it has maintenance free screws. So I can barely get in the thing. So it's dead. But I mean,
but those are both AC now, right? So when you turn
yes.
up the crank, you're increasing the AC voltage through the rail, and the higher the AC voltage, the more the train goes around.
That is correct. Yeah, it's not a constant voltage like a command system.
So why did they not decide to make 3-rail in DC? Any reason for that? Do we know?
I'm not sure. The only thing I would say is just tradition. But I mean, the advantage of having your center rail, just really quick, and I'm not an expert on this, of just basic hobby knowledge.
You are now.
Oh no,
you are our expert now.
You're in my book, is that, you know?
Awesome. So the advantage of the center rail and then your two outers, basically your center rail is hot and your outers are returned. So you can actually loop the track back on itself, do anything you want, really. It won't short out. Or you don't need like a block or a relay to like a 2-rail system. That's the only advantage I can see. I mean, there are guys that do 2-rail O-scale. Looks really good. It's just, this is the stuff I have. It's what I'm used to.
And that's Lionel Fast Track, right?
Yeah, and I use this stuff under the tree because it doesn't suck up all the stuff. But upstairs, I use the old school, I guess it'd be like high rail, O-scale. I mean, I like running old stuff too, like this pre-war 252.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's tin, right?
I was just going to say, that's a tin unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This engine's almost 100 years old. Look at that.
Wow.
I've only been in it a few times just to oil it. And then I was going to throw this on the track before I have to head out. And this is a 1940 1688.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So it's supposed to mimic a K4, a K4S, like a steamer. Oh, was it Streamline K4?
Now that's what they call O gauge, though, right? Because it's not scale. It's not to scale. It's smaller than scale.
Yeah, it's all O gauge stuff. I mean, the closest thing I have, I got this. What's it? 736 here, and that's a Berkshire from the 50s. That's the pretty much closest thing I have down here to anything to scale, but that's even way smaller than what it is.
Does Atlas make 3-rail track for O?
Yes, they do. It's good stuff. Looks amazing. It's easy to cut and do all kinds of stuff with.
I was going to go with Atlas 3-rail, but I already had too much Fast Track, so I just went with Fast Track.
So looks like Red Matt actually answered my question. Back up in the chat a little bit. Anthony Dodge had said 3-rail can't be DC because it is AC. And my question to him would be why? But then it looks like Red Matt answered that and said the reason that 3-rail is still a thing and AC power is used because a lot of the O-scale stuff is already using it, and it would be too much to convert it to DC.
Oh yeah, that'd be a nightmare because I've got hundreds of pieces it'd be a complete nightmare. Oh, here's our cat. She loves trains.
How often does she knock the trains off?
Never actually. She'll sit up on the layout and just watch me ballast track or wire stuff up. But I wasn't allowed to name her Chessie. She looks just like a Chessie cat, but or Peak. Looks more like Peak. Yeah, she's messing with something else.
So Corey says it comes down to Lionel being the original plug and play, simple transformers like you have for a thermostat or doorbell, and the throttle's a rheostat.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So NEC Jersey Rail fans pulled out some Amtrak.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I should double head it with my F40 or not. And my laptop's battery is low, so I'm probably gonna.
Somebody was saying, I don't remember if it was Red Matter or Guitar Forever, but they were saying definitely double head them.
Yeah, I know them off of Discord. So I was asking them in the server. I'm like,
Dude,
I was asking if they wanted me to run anything.
Oh, gotcha.
They asked if I could run my 2662. It's a Wheeling in Lake Erie, and it's being fixed right now. So I said it's something else.
Gotcha.
But
So
I guess
people,
I'll say.
if people don't know, NEC stands for Northeast Quarter, which is the main Amtrak railroad line between Boston and Washington, D.C. Anthony Dodge, made to order. No?
What's up, everybody? Am I here? Am I live?
Yeah,
You are-
hey, Anthony, how are you, bud?
I'm good. How are you people?
Good.
Uh-oh, we've got a diesel and electric. You're
Well, that's the toaster, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Keith, you missed everything. You're in trouble. As long as you brought the donuts, you're okay, though. So, Anthony, are you back at school? I thought you were.
No. I am.
Oh, you're in the basement. You're in the basement.
I've been home for 3-some weeks, and now I'm on vacation.
Nice.
So, no, I am obviously, compared to most people here, I'm still only about 4 or 5 years into the hobby. But I got into 3-rail because I run German trains, and they're 3-rail. And so I had to learn about this a bit and study a little bit of the history of it. And the first thing is, I'm sure just by odds, somebody in here's got to be an electrician. My dad was an electrician. I'm not. I know just enough to fix the wiring in my house and not electrocute myself or blow it up. But original trains, all scales, were originally 3-rail because that was AC, the original electrical power, going back to the 1800s. Everything was AC. AC is for your standard household and electronics here, AC powering versus alternating current versus direct current. AC is a more fluid and consistent and efficient power source at this scale. Once you get into super megawattages, it kind of flips. But at your standard household scale, AC is more efficient. Also, when you use 3-rail, I think somebody finally mentioned it in here, when you're talking specifically about trains, you do a lot less insulating. In fact, the only insulating and isolation you do in 3-rail is if you're trying to create separately powered sections to do whatever block detection or something you want to do like that. When you're doing a reversing loop in DC, you have to insulate it. With 3-rail, you don't, because somebody mentioned the outer rails are your returns, and the main line, the center rail, is your power. And so they have to have some sort of setup. Do I have one quickly available here? Where are they? So you have to have a shoe or a pickup. You know, every company does it differently. The German companies basically we call it a shoe, but it's a ski. I don't know if you guys see that. You've got to have, that's your pickup. But also, because you only have 2 contact points in DC, and in AC you have 3, you're less prone to dead areas. You know, let's go back before DCC, but back in the 70s, 1970, 1969, when I got my first train, if I built that big Tyco loop, if I bought enough extra track, when my train got the furthest away from the power source, you had those dead areas where it would start to slow down. You never had that problem with AC because AC, the current is flowing both ways. It alternates. So it goes this way, that way, this way, that way. And again, I'm trying to do this simplistically. So electricians and the ghost of my father, don't curse me. I'm just trying to keep it simple. So AC was always that. The problem is, is everything except O scale basically 3-rail or 2-rail now, DC? Because to me, DC, which is direct current, DC and 2-rail are synonymous. I know people argue they're not, but in the most layman's term, they really are. When you're running DC, you're running 2-rail. If you're running AC, you're running 3-rail.
Why did the Northern Star says some German companies make 2-rail stuff?
Well, most German companies do. Really, Märklin is the only company that still makes track and everything in 3-rail. It's just that Märklin is the largest model train manufacturer in the world. So other companies will make 3-rail stuff for all the people that bought Märklin stuff. So, but there's really only one German company that still does 3-rail as its primary thing, and that's Märklin. And even Märklin has a DC company called Trix, and then in G scale, they're LGB and so forth. But the thing with 3-rail is also because of that, you could, back in the day, you could build much bigger layouts in AC and need much less power, additional power sources or power lines. For example, those of you who have seen my layout, I have one power connection. I have 2 lines going in, and this entire gigantic layout is controlled by that singular power. Whereas on DC, I would probably need multiple parts to keep it. Now with DCC, when you start running, and again, some people confuse DCC with DC. DC, technically, my Märklin system, which is AC power, is DCC, digital command control, with my central station 3. But you had all that. The reason everything switched was in the 1950s, especially during World War II and after, when metals were in short supply because it had to go to the war effort. 3-rail's more expensive.
Who made the first O-scale engine, Märklin or Lionel?
Märklin invented, for example, if you do HO scale, Märklin invented HO scale and all the scales 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Märklin was not the first model train company, but they invented a lot of the scales that are common today. So definitely Märklin came first in a lot of things over Lionel, but everything was AC up to a point. Everything was 3-rail. My dad probably had an O-scale train locked away nobody was ever allowed to touch. And I remember seeing it going, Dad, this isn't right. These tracks have 3 rails and tracks in reality have 2. That's how they power it. But right after the war, maybe even during the war, everything switched to DC because even though AC is a more efficient power source, it's more expensive to set it up. And then 3 rails versus 2 rails is more expensive just in construction. So everything went DC for the price. It's the same thing if you're of an age. Do you guys remember Beta versus VHS? Everybody remembers VHS, but very few people remember Beta. Beta was, in many ways, a better system to watch, but it also had weaknesses. VHS was cheaper. Right. Cheaper one. You follow the money. It was cheaper to make VHS. So even though Beta was a better quality view, we bought the cheaper VHS video player and the VHS tapes, and Beta went out the window. That's
between Rick and Anthony. I'm never going to get a word in edgewise anymore.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, you got me proselytizing here. So, but that's the thing. When everybody gets on to that, in the end, that's why everything is now DC, is because DC's cheaper to make. But your everything in your house is AC electric. The minute you plug in your toaster or whatever, that's AC power. But trains are DC. That's why when you plug your power thing in, it has an adapter or whatever you want to call it that switches that AC house power,
the bridge rectifier.
You're right, to make it a DC powered system. But O scale, it was just so dominant that I think almost. I mean, I know the British O scale is 2-rail because the British do everything that way, and they refuse to ever change and join the rest of the world.
Hey Z, thanks for coming on and showing your train set this time.
And so that's it. So I've been bathed in fire doing 3-rail. I mean, would I have done it looking back 5 years ago, probably at least with this rail system, because it's for me, the American system is track and model trains for, I shouldn't say for dummies, because American is like high quality stuff, but their T-Trak system that I run and their digital system is made it easy for a knucklehead like me to get into it. So that's my stuff. You can get rid of me now.
Dave BNSF N-Scale wants to know if I'm going to be done before Vinny's stream. I'm assuming he's talking about Vinny's stream in 6.5 hours.
So, Anthony, when it comes to scenery, do you see a big difference between getting stuff in O scale versus O gauge, or does that even translate when it comes to scenery, or is that just a train thing, the difference?
No, because when you're doing O scale and O gauge, I mean, to me, it's, and now I do HO myself, but it's still O. It's still O. Really, what you're just talking about is the size of your bogies and so forth on the track they're on, but the carriages are going to be the same, are going to be basically same size. That's like with HO, where you have, for example, we have HO9. All that means is it's an HO size train, but it's on N scale track.
Oh wow! See, I didn't even know that. There's another one.
Yeah, so, but that's the same thing. You guys were talking about ON30. That simply means it's O scale. It's an O scale train, one whatever. I'm going like 148 or whatever, but it's on HO size track. So it's still O. And again, we can get into that argument, scale versus gauge. Scale is simply the ratio of the model train to the actual, and gauge is supposed to be the space between the track. So when you say ON30, it's still O. The body of your train is still O, but the bogies are going to fit on an HO scale track. I think that's ON30, because I just learned about this stuff on the fly because I didn't know either. But the key is O. So 009 is, again, it's 00, but on N scale track. So all that changes the size of the bogie.
People mistake scale and gauge all the time, and it becomes a thing, kind of, because then, like, when you try and understand it, and people are talking about O gauge and O scale and O this and O that, like, it just gets so confusing because people don't use the same.
You've got people here who use N scale, and of course, again, some people say N gauge. But, you know, N scale
N gauge is wrong, though.
N scale is the most problematic because you have, the Japanese have one size, like it's 1 to 160. The Americans are another 1 to 150 or whatever. And then England is 1 to something else. They actually have different scales, even though they all call it N scale. But the track is the same.
So what is
technically it's N gauge track, and you run different scales on N gauge track.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. 00 trains all run on HO track.
So what's the gauge for HO?
HO gauge.
16 millimeters, something like it. It's all about how many millimeters between the bar. I do it the German or the, you know, I do metric anymore. It's like,
yeah, I agree, Southern Yankee. Where is Dak Man when we need an explanation? Dakman actually put up, his video was 55 minutes long.
Wow.
And I saw the video, and I was like, there's no way I'm sitting through 55 minutes of someone trying to explain O scale to me. And then at the very end of the video, I was like, I just sat through 55 minutes of someone explaining O scale to me.
See, I wouldn't mind sitting there watching it as long as I knew that I could understand it in the end. Because if I walk away just as confused as I got there, that would be a waste of 54 minutes.
So BNSF N gauge N scale says that 9 millimeter is N gauge, and then N scale is more muddled. Yep.
I'm gonna have to go. My laptop is about to die, but thanks for having me on the stream.
Hey, it was nice meeting you, man. Take it easy.
Nice meeting you too.
And it's great meeting somebody else that loves the
nice
Northeast
train,
Quarter.
man.
Yeah.
Good
All right.
stuff.
See you guys.
Oh, look, it's Heath. You're still here?
Hey, Lackawanna, go back to your bookshelf.
Yeah, sure.
What do you got, Anthony?
Look at that shelf of locos there.
I'm poking Keith in the head.
That's a great collection.
Yeah. Thanks.
Some guys are saying bye to Jersey. Like, it's too funny. Thanks, Guitar and Red Matt, for stopping by. If you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe. If you check out other channels, other people that are posting. It's really great. Yeah. Yeah, Z said you're seeing my entire collection on her layout. It's like, yeah, I mean, all you need is one locomotive. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, starts with
Oh,
one.
Fred's here. Hey, Fred. ON30 is a representation of full-size narrow gauge. Standard is 4 feet 8.5 inches.
Right.
Narrow gauge is anything smaller than that.
See, there you go again. There's another term, narrow gauge, and then there's
that's what the
also
little
standard
N
gage.
Oh, here we
When
go.
you say ON30, that's what that little N means. It's O, N is narrow, and then 30.
Gotcha.
Dwight at Northern Star says N stands for the German word neun. That's right. 9 should be 9, meaning 9 millimeter.
I feel
Okay.
like taking this out in the snow one day and putting like a little loop outside and
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
There you go.
because this one here you can actually show you.
Jemand hier
Yeah.
spricht ein bisschen Deutsch ausgezeichnet.
Whatever you just said. Guitar Forever. I try and do this every Friday from 11:30 to 1 on 11:30 to 1 every Friday. Sometimes I go long. Anthony goes live at 4 p.m., so I definitely won't go past 4 p.m. But I'm not going to be on here for that long. But yeah, that's a PA1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I try and be here every Friday just to hang out, chat. And then we also do Sidetrack Sunday, which is a little more of a formal 1 hour live stream on Sunday nights. And then I try and post other videos whenever I can as well.
Yeah, this one actually has a diaphragm that actually bends.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
It's a proto locomotive, one of those.
Do the couplers allow you to get the cars close enough?
Yeah, it looks real good.
Nice.
The one you have a diaphragm on the other one, and the yeah, this is neat. The door's actually open.
Yeah, guitar definitely. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Nice.
And on the diaphragm, it does it on all the doors.
Go get your toy.
Nice.
Get your toy.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, guitar, we try and stick to model trains. Sometimes we get a little distracted, but yeah, absolutely. Come up and share. Looks like Mr. Catnuts has to go back to work. I'm curious who hired Mr. Catnuts to work for them, but Thanks for coming, Ray. See you later.
I'm sure he didn't put that name on his application.
Yeah, the PA I got at a train show for $30
Wow.
box.
That's not, I have a Athearn Blue Box PA1 that definitely does not have all of those details.
Yeah, that says directional lighting. All the handrails are separately applied. Yeah, it comes in the. Let me dig it out here. The big box, and then it's got the. You have to assemble the shell and that.
Oh, nice.
On the back, it tells you all about it.
Cool.
Yeah, these are really neat. I like these.
I mean, I still, when I can, I go to the Greenberg train shows just to shop. I mean,
I love Greenberg.
Those train shows are really where to find the deals and to see the vendors and everything.
There we go. Yeah, and this is directional lighting on it.
That's cool. I'm a huge fan of passenger trains.
See, I'm not.
The Train Freak says, I have one of those Alco PAs and put sound in it.
Yeah, these are DCC ready.
Yeah, Nick says Greenberg's amazing. Yeah, I remember as a kid going to Greenberg shows and seeing just aisles and aisles of Athearn Blue Box trains.
See, I never went to any shows when I was a kid. I didn't get into model trains until a few years ago, and Greenberg's was the first train show I was ever at. And like I said, that was only like three or 4 years ago.
Z's got an Amtrak train there. I just noticed go by.
Z's trains because I'm new.
Yeah, but yeah. Hey, as long as you got into the hobby, right? It's all good.
The only reason that Amtrak is pulling those freight cars is because that's the only connector that works.
Yeah.
You haven't figured out how to change connectors yet.
If people have been to Greenberg train shows and they're in the Northeast, I highly recommend going to the Amherst train show. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're one of them.
you went to one of the Amherst shows?
No, I haven't been to any of the Greenberger. I live in PA, so I have to go there one day.
Hey, Guitar Forever, if you check out my channel, you see that I don't have much of a layout either, but you know, do what we got to do. Do what we got to do.
I have a very limited room. So
only
mine is tiny.
That one.
Yeah, and that's what I'm the same way, Z. You've seen I just set up my T-Trak modules on some portable tables, and then everything goes back under the desk when I'm done with it because I don't really have the time. So yeah,
I saw somebody who set up their trains on the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
They changed them all that. I thought that was awesome. I totally want to do that, but I haven't talked my husband into letting me do that yet.
That's
I have
funny.
my desert layout, the one that I have the switching problem on. It's out in the main room now, and he just realized that it's going to stay there. He's like, "So is this a permanent fixture now?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. Where did you think I was going to put it?" Welcome to train hobby, honey.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's why I do modular is because I can set it up during the day when the girlfriend goes to work, and then I just have to make sure I have it taken down by the time she comes home.
Well, and he saw that I got new track for Christmas. And,
there you go.
Yeah, so it's like the look on is like, is there another layout going to be made?
Yeah. Yep. Nick says that's why he claimed his attic is the train room. Man, I wish I had an attic or something, anything.
I totally checked out my attic, and it's like maybe I could do it, but I don't know. I need some construction skills.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I mean, I grew up with a huge basement. It was big enough that we were able to finish one side and then have a whole separate side that was like the workshop and the model train side. And now I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in a very expensive city where, you don't really have extra space. So it's different. But yeah, one day I dream of maybe having a man cave. We'll see what happens with that.
I claimed half my basement as my train room. It's really the utility room, but everything else is built. The train layout is built around everything else.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
the one thing about Arizona. There's no basements.
I didn't know you were in Arizona also.
Yep.
Dave BNSF N Scale and Vinny from BNSF 6951 are also Arizona
I know.
people.
I've been stalking them.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay. Guitar Forever says my basement is massive, but the family says I'm refined to a corner. Yeah.
That's nice. Since the showstopper, there hasn't been any swap meets for me to meet any of these people. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of just biding my time.
Yep. We'll get there. I love La Corona. I didn't realize how big of a collection you had.
That's huge.
Yeah, I got
Dwight, man, you need priorities. If your upstairs is full of junk, you got to throw away the junk.
And if it's not train stuff, it's junk.
Right, exactly. Of course, it's probably like his wife's stuff or something like that. So, Tim says, I grew up in small apartments. Now I live in a 2,600 square foot house with a 1,040 square foot carriage house. Nice. With one floor that's all his. That's awesome. I am so jealous. I don't know if people have seen RC Rag something or other. I forget his channel, but he just built himself a garage. It's like a 3-car garage, and he built a second story that's just a big open room, and he's putting a train set in it right now that's really pretty crazy. So we found the hoarder in the chat. Mike from Cross Anchor says there's no such thing as junk. Yeah, Andy, man, who needs a bedroom when you've got model trains, right? Oh, I forgot, Eric. I am RRO is also down in Arizona.
Yeah, I got the Alco PA and a E8 here.
Oh no!
Yeah, when I first. I think Z just knocked herself. What did you do, Z?
Island Phoenix ruined his laptop.
What? Oh no, I didn't see that. Tim. Oh no.
Sorry, Tim.
Mike from Cross Anchor says that he might have been accused of hoarding before. Mike, I've seen your current house, and your current house looks great. So if you're hoarding, you're definitely hiding it well. Tim says, at the moment, his computer will not turn on. Tim, I hate to say it, but you might be buying a new laptop. You've got 2 spare bedrooms. I don't think one of them needs to be the office. I would get rid of the office or move the office in with the bed and get a Murphy bed. Get a Murphy bed for the one room, and then convert the other one into the thing.
You could do like mine. Above my train here is a bunk bed.
Oh, nice. Yep. There you go. There you go.
No, I just had to wait.
Mr. Ray.
About.
How's it going, Ray? Oh, I don't hear Ray. Oh, Ray's muted. Do you want to unmute yourself, Ray, or are you muted for a reason?
I'm hoping this is working.
Oh, there we go.
I'm on a crappy laptop, so.
Jason, I don't think I'll be moving in.
Crappy laptop.
See, Guitar Forever knows what it's about.
Yeah.
You just put a mattress under the train table. What you know. Vinny, BNSF61, has a story about a house he was in where he made the master bedroom into his layout, and he would just sleep on the couch for a little bit because he really wanted a layout. So I tried to move us all into one room, 3 beds and a sofa with TV in one room and concert, and convert the upstairs into train world, but I was not allowed. Yeah, Tim, if it's a MacBook and you've got coffee in it, yeah. I told my wife I'm getting a building near the tracks to build my dream layout. She said, but we will never see you again. I said, and?
No, I'm lucky. I got into the hobby after my kids moved out. So I had our basement to take over. I mean, there was nothing going on here, so I was able to take over the whole basement. And so I got room to spare. Well, you never have room to spare.
John 2618, I thought you were building your house. So when you say you will be converting 2 spare bedrooms in the new house to my new layout room, Why don't you just build the 2 spare bedrooms as your layout room? Nick's Crossing, I think I had my train garden before our bed and couch arrived. It's hilarious. That's awesome. That's so great. I love it. Yeah, you need a special screen. Oh, they're still talking about laptops. Yeah. Unfortunately, if it's coffee, so I have spilled water on a MacBook, and it worked fine for about a year, and then the parts started rusting inside, and they had to replace the main board inside of it. Luckily, though, if you have Apple Care Plus, even though it was water damage, with Apple Care Plus, they only charged me $50 to fix it. So I don't know. I don't know what Tim has, but yeah. John says the wall separating the rooms will not be going up. There you go. There you go. Ridley says thank you for the talk. I don't know.
Rice thing.
Oh, did the hamper
doesn't often work.
What doesn't work? The rice thing?
The rice
Where did
thing.
Anthony go? Bye, Anthony.
All right, Heath, I think I'm going to head out too. I got to get back to work.
Yeah, I'll probably, I think I'm going to wrap it up as well. Thanks for coming. Thanks for spending some time. Z, thanks for showing off your holiday layout. The dog's going to need to go out soon. So
It's been fun.
yeah, it was good to see the layout a little bit this time. Just for batteries sometimes.
It's all been fun. Great.
There you go.
Yeah, so everyone, if you see people chatting in the chat and you don't know them, go check out their channels. A lot of people do have channels. It's been good hanging out. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be on next Friday, but it's very likely I will because I don't know, like what the heck else am I going to do? But I will need to get permission from the girlfriend, so we'll see. But if I'm not on next Friday, I will be on the Friday after that. And thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a great day.
You too, man. I'll see you in the
Thank
chats.
you. Bye-bye.
See,
Happy
thanks,
holidays.
Rick. Really appreciate it all. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody. See you next time.